I mean,
But
the industry has changed, I feel like, so much since you
yeah,
got into it, especially in terms of women's wrestling. What would you say
yeah.
have been the biggest shifts that you've seen in the course of your career?
I feel like it's all gone through ebbs and flows, like I've watched wrestling and the women in the industry, and it's always done this kind of, we take it seriously and then it dies back down, and then it's like novelty bra and panties, like TNA kind of, and then it takes back up and it's back about the wrestling, and then we go back down and it's going to be divas and this and that and the third, and then we take it back up and it's about the wrestling, and but now we've taken it back up and it's about the wrestling, and there's like a little, but it's not the big, it's not like the roller coaster, it's just like little ripples, which
Yeah.
is cool to see. But I think everyone and every company has really stepped up and developing their women's division, but honestly because they have no choice, because the women are so good now.
Yeah.
Whereas before you might only have a handful of really good female talent. Now there's an ocean of female talent out there that can go,
Yeah.
and that's the real difference maker. But I think that's a testament to all that groundwork and all that pavement treaded, by every single female before us, before myself, and that did that, because it's taken a long time to get to the space where it's like people go like, no, women's wrestling actually kicks ass. Like it's
Was there like when you were coming up, were women being trained differently than the men were being trained?
um, no, because I only trained with men. There wasn't any women wrestling. Like there was no females in my training class. There's none.
Wow.
And then it wasn't until I was about a year and a half in the business, and then and except for the one, like the girlfriend, but she was only a manager, and come out like she wasn't really training. She just came out with her boyfriend on the shows, So it's just like there wasn't a whole lot of women training to be a wrestler. If they were training to be anything, it was a valet or, something like that. Um, so I was only training with men. So I had to learn how to work like the guys. Like I had to learn how to wrestle like the guys, because that's who were teaching me, and it took me a minute actually to realize like, hey, I need to wrestle a little, like I need to throw in my femalisms, because that's what makes me different, to wrestle like a female. I feel like there's a real art to being able to go like the boys, but remembering that you're a woman and throwing those female aspects in there, because that's what makes
Mhm.
us different and that's what makes it unique. And I've been like, I don't know if you've ever been in a bar fight, Chris.
I mean, I don't know if I want to get into the details
We
here,
won't go
but
into the details. We
but
won't go into
yes.
the details. But men and women fight very, very differently when it comes to
Mm.
real fighting. Right, like, you guys don't, like, go clawing at the eyes or, like, snatching weaves or anything like that, or picking up well, might pick up a bottle.
Yeah.
Um, but women are nasty when they fight, you know what I mean? Like, they get vicious, like, when they're really fiery red hot, there is no telling what we might do,
Yeah.
So, that's just that unpredictability about us, it's hormones or whatever you wanna call it.
You talk about these shifts and these ebbs and flows. When would you say would be the biggest shift that you noticed where things trended up and didn't really trend down that much?
Um the women's wrestling matters movement, I think, was the big shift. It was the real awakening moment of that awareness moment, because I felt like it always been a thing, and there had been some groundbreaking stuff that had happened before that, whether it was Trish and Lita main event in Raw, or there was like so much stuff that had happened at Trish and I at WrestleMania, like that was like really like a cool, like that story had so much investment. So I felt like there was already this swelling
Mm.
that had been happening. And then we like give them a little and then we take it away. And then we let them have it a little bit and we take it away. But at that moment, I felt like it was trying to be taken away, or start. And the people were like, no, no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this. This is not cool. Like, this is not how we see women anymore. It's a new age. It's a new dawn. So yeah, that was a real impactful moment. And I think it was a real like awakening moment for every company to kind of step up and start presenting women in a different level, in a different aspect, and start taking them seriously. So